Okay, so for this problem, we're going to have a mass at the top of a hill, and then we're going to have the mass come back to the top of another hill, a smaller one. So here we have the mass, and it has an initial velocity, and the initial velocity, let's say, is 10 meters per second. This, we're going to say, is the ground, which is at a height of 0. This height here is going to be at a height of 12 meters, whereas this height here is going to be at 60 meters. Okay? Now, once the cart gets to this location, we're going to have to try and figure out what our final velocity is. Okay? In order to do this, we're going to use the concept of initial energy equals final energy. And initially, we have two types of energy at this location. We have gravitational potential energy, and we also have kinetic energy. And finally, we also have both also. Gravitational potential energy final plus kinetic energy final. So this translates actually into an equation of mgh initial plus 1/2 mv initial squared equals mgh final plus 1/2 mv final squared. And we're looking for v final. This is what we're trying to find, v final. So if you notice, I haven't given the mass in this situation. I don't know what the mass is. And I don't really know, it doesn't really matter. I don't care what the mass is because it's going to cancel out of the equation here. Cancels there, it cancels there, it cancels there, and it cancels there. And for me now to look for the final velocity, all I have to do is multiply everything by a 2, and I get rid of this 1/2, and then I can also take this term here over to this side. So my equation becomes GH final, oops, sorry, that's wrong, that's initial, plus 1/2 V initial squared minus GH final equals 1/2 V final squared. And now I'll multiply by the 2. So I have this plus this. That's a 2. H final equals VF squared. And now I can take the square root and I can also take these two guys and collect them together. There's a common term here of 2g. So in essence, I could go 2g times hi minus hf plus vi squared and take the entire square root of that, and that's going to equal my final velocity. Okay? Now this is going to turn out to be the square root of 2 times 9.8, that's meters per second squared, and then actually I can do that for you like this. Oops. And then multiplied by hi, which is 60 meters minus 12 meters. And then we still have to add our initial velocity squared. That's 10 meters per second. Oh. Squared. And all that's underneath here. Now, if I work that out, I get 2 times 9.8 and the answer is 32.26. So my answer is 32.26 meters per second. And that's my final velocity. And that's the end of this problem. Oh.